You know, if I was really cool and I had the time, I would have like some kind of lightsaber effect or something going on, you know, like I've done before. But I suck. I just have the sound effect. What's happening, my film nerds? David, the Film Junkie here, finally giving you my spoiler review of Star Wars The Force Awakens. If you haven't seen my regular review, my spoiler-free review, go check it out. It's on my channel. This one's going to be chock full of spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go see the movie! Well, first watch my regular review, go see the movie, then watch this review, and then we're going to talk about all kinds of shit. So here we go, guys. Let's go to that galaxy far, far away. We're going to jump into characters and what's going on with the characters. I have a theory about one character I'm going to save towards the end, and then, of course, just talk about just things that were just so great in this movie. Starting off with the reveal of the old characters. I mean, every time one of the old characters or something from the old movies like came up on the screen, the whole theater just lit up. Both times I saw it too. The way they revealed the Millennium Falcon is just perfect. It was perfect. I'm telling you, J.J. Abrams just knew, him and his crew just knew exactly how much they should reference to the old movies, how many little Easter eggs they should put in there, and just the way that they should just reveal the characters and just things. It was just so great. Watching it a second time, when you see Rey and Finn running towards that other ship, you actually see the Millennium Falcon in the distance, but you don't catch it right at first because you're not expecting it. And just the way they do it, all right, the garbage ship it is, and bam, right over there, oh, the Millennium Falcon. Then in the ship, they get captured, and you're going, okay, it's the First Order. Then we're gonna have Kylo Ren maybe show up on the ship, maybe some stormtroopers. But then all of a sudden I went, no, this is our Han and Chewie entrance. Sure enough, they enter, and then we get that lovely line that we got on that second trailer, Chewie, we're home. General Leia, her entrance into the movie, this is the first time I got glassy-eyed in the movie. Yes, when Han is standing there, I'm going, oh shit, here comes Leia, and sure enough, boom. And I got glassy-eyed, lump in the throat, just to see these two characters on the big screen again after 30-some-odd years. It's amazing, and you know the history. We love that love story. We just know that there's so much history there, and it's just, oh god, it's so great. I loved how they introduced C-3PO. He was towards the end, and he just kind of popped in there. You weren't expecting that, and you didn't get a lot of C-3PO because, you know, he's in the other movies quite a bit, and he can be annoying at times. R2-D2 didn't have much either. I mean, he was in low power, and it was great how BB-8 just walked up and pulled the blanket or whatever off of him and just was nudging him and everything. Just an adorable scene that it's just, I don't know, J.J. Abrams just knew exactly, J.J. Abrams and the writers, Lawrence Kasdan, I'm probably fucking up that name. They just knew exactly how to introduce these characters in the perfect way. They just knocked it out of the park. All right, let's start talking about the characters and some of them twists. Finn! Yeah, Finn! The Jedi that we thought was the Jedi, but turns out not the Jedi. That's J.J. Abrams for you. He loves to throw people off. He really does. And with the trailers and the posters, we thought, okay, Finn is the obvious Jedi. But at the same time, I was going, it kind of worries me because you see that footage of him about to fight lightsaber battle with Kylo Ren, and I'm going, does he already just know how to use that and just, he's a badass all of a sudden? Not at all. And that's what's great about this movie, because you really have not seen this in any other Star Wars movie. A non-Jedi character swinging that lightsaber around and trying to fucking kill somebody. You didn't really see that in the previous movies. The only other time you saw another character really hold a lightsaber was when Han Solo cut open that tauntaun to put Luke in when they're on Hoth. He was just pissed off and like, you know what, I gotta stop this guy. He just had balls, and that's what's great. But then you never know. Maybe he has some of the Force within him. Who knows? Most likely not. It's fine if he does. Kylo Ren has some big shoes to fill, okay? Because Darth Vader is like in the top 5 of all-time villains of the universe. He has some big shoes to fill, and you could tell that is really getting to him. That's why he has the burnt mask. He like worships it. He tries to talk to it. I mean, obviously, he's probably trying to summon the Jedi ghost of Anakin Skywalker, and that's the thing too, though. He doesn't know that eventually Anakin was like good at the end of Return of the Jedi. I don't think he knows that. There's a lot of pressure on him, and Snoke, he's trying to just prove himself to Snoke, and then trying to prove to everybody that he is like the new and improved Vader. So how is he going to prove himself? How is he going to show everybody? Because he knows that he's conflicted inside. This is what's great about this movie too, is we're seeing like a different side of the Force. We're seeing the dark side. Somebody struggling with the light side of the Force and wanting to be on the dark side of the Force. In the original trilogy, you had Luke Skywalker wanting to be a Jedi, and he didn't want to be persuaded by the dark side. Everybody was worried about that. Same with Anakin, okay? But see, now you got somebody who wants to just prove himself to the dark side, and he's struggling with the light side. Awesome! So how do you prove yourself to Snoke? Well, you kill your dad, apparently. Oh my god, that scene. Jeez. Oh, but you could tell, like, he was fighting himself a little bit with it, you know? There's something inside him, and even Leia senses it too, is that there's still good inside him, and, he's just fighting with it, and, yeah, that scene was, pretty, I will admit, I saw it coming. I just had a feeling, and Harrison Ford actually wanted Han Solo to die in Return of the Jedi. He thought it would have been good for the character if he died in that movie, but of course they didn't, and I'm glad he didn't because we got to see him at least one more time. Episode 8, who knows what's gonna happen? Maybe he'll be resurrected. I hope not, because it's not a fucking Marvel movie. Maybe some flashbacks, I could see that happening, but I think he's dead. But what really, it's not so much, I mean, when you see him on that platform and they're holding a lightsaber, I'm going, up, here it comes, ugh! But it's not the fact that when you see the lightsaber go inside him that got me going, it's Chewie's reaction. He just starts screaming, and then he just starts firing away. That part gets me fucking choked up, like that kind of choked up. That's his boy, man. That's his boy. He just saw his best friend that he's been with for at least 40, 50 years. Who knows how long. We're going to hopefully find that out in the Han Solo movie. He just saw him just get impaled. So that scream that he yells out is just like an anger and sadness. And I love the fact that he got a shot off and hit Kylo Ren, clipped him right on the side. Just so great, just an intense moment. Little fun fact too, Lawrence, what's his name, Karsdan, I think I'm saying that right, I don't know, who knows, I'm bad with names, and I know his first name's Lawrence for sure, but anyways, he said in one of the drafts, Han Solo actually lives, and you see like a hugging moment between him and Leia at the end. It's okay. I think this is better because Harrison Ford's 73 years old. He's got like one more Indiana Jones, and yeah, he just can't do that anymore. There was a character that was supposed to die towards the beginning that ended up living, though, and that character was Poe. And I don't know about you, but he was probably like my favorite character of the movie almost. I mean, Rey was probably obviously the fan favorite and everybody's favorite, but I just really love Poe, man. There's something about a badass X-Wing fighter. You guys remember Wedge? Let's bring back Wedge, man! Come on! He lived! Where's Wedge? That actor is still making movies. Let's bring him back for episode 8. So you got Poe and Wedge. Just fucking some fucking First Order. That leads me to Supreme Leader Snoke. Who the hell is this guy? First off, the CGI, yeah, a little not so great. I noticed that it was better on 2D than 3D. It seemed like 3D really brought out the really not so good CGI, but it was a hologram, so hopefully that's the case. We know nothing about this guy. We know he's evil and he's fucked up looking. There's a lot of theories out there. I think the most popular one is that he's Darth Plagueis. Plagueis, tomato. Basically, who taught Darth Sidious, Palpatine, and then who to Darth Vader, you know, it goes on and on. That seems to be the fan favorite, and it seems like that's the obvious thing. The theory I like best about who Supreme Leader Snoke is? Boba Fett. How awesome would that be? That's just like just talking about full circle right there. I don't think that that's going to be the case, but how awesome would it be? Because we know that Boba Fett got swallowed up by that Sarlacc in the desert, which, that was just such a shitty way to die. Badass character with limited screen time. I mean, everybody loves Boba Fett. Better in that Han Solo movie, really. He better be the antagonist or one of the main antagonists in the Han Solo movie because we needed to see some more Fett, man. Wouldn't that be awesome if, like, you know, he was being digested, that's why his whole mess up, and he just ended up blasting his way or got his way out, learned the dark side of the Force, freaking sways Han Solo's kid to like turn to the dark side, then kill him? Now we get to Luke Skywalker. Man, there's so many times in the movie where you think like, what the fuck? When is he gonna pop up? When is he gonna pop up? I thought it was almost gonna be in the Force thing with the lightsaber. But I'm glad they saved it to the end because there's so many questions. We learned that Luke was training a new generation of Jedi, and he was training Ben Solo, but then Ben Solo went all crazy, created the Knights of Ren, slaughtered a bunch of people, and then Luke just felt guilty, went off and said, fuck this shit, I messed up, I failed. I'm glad they saved him at the end. That was such just an awesome sequence. She's walking up the hill, and then she brings out the lightsaber, which is pretty crazy because that lightsaber, at first I didn't put it together that that's the lightsaber that was in Empire when he was fighting Vader and got his hand chopped off. That's that lightsaber, and Anakin's lightsaber. I'm going, where's the green lightsaber? Luke most likely has it. somewhere. I'm sure he didn't get rid of it, but just when she was holding that out and he's looking at it and he's just like, oh shit, time for me to come back. How awesome would it have been? How awesome would it have been if he just used the Force to just bring it to his hand, fired up the lightsaber, and that's the way they ended the movie? Oh, have a wet dream about that one. That would have been a wink to the audience. That's something like Michael Bay or Mick G would have done. Yeah, I mean, I understand why. They probably even joked around like, hey, maybe he should do that and blah, blah, blah. But I think the way that that overhead shot and the way, I thought it's perfectly fine by me. Then that leads us to Rey, okay? Our main character of the movie. Obviously, she is the Jedi of the movie. It was a great reveal. She started learning the mind tricks, and then that scene when the lightsaber's in the snow and Kylo Ren's trying to do it and just flips right by him, and then she grabs it. I mean, the whole theater, both times, cheered. There's a lot of flack out there, though, of course. The whole PC thing. Yes, when you look at Star Wars, they're very much trying to be politically correct when you have the protagonist being a woman and a black dude. Yes, I could see that, but who cares? It's a Star Wars movie. Who the fuck cares? A lot of people are complaining that she knows way too much what's going on. She just knows her shit. It's like if something needs to be fixed, she knows how to fix it. And she kicks ass and everything like that. Okay, I'll admit, yeah, sometimes I was like, Jesus, is there something she doesn't know? But at the same time, these people who are griping about all that, we don't know much about her character. What we do know is she's been on the planet of Jakku for a long, long time, since she was a little girl. And what do you think she's doing on that planet? She's not at home watching fucking Netflix. She's going around and exploring and trying to scrounge things. She's in freaking Star Destroyers, roaming around, trying to pull pieces and parts. She's learning all these ships. She knows what they are. She knows how to do shit like that. That's why she's not, like I said, she's not just sitting lazy at home. She's got all kinds of stuff she's collected. And I love the helmet. She had the X-Wing fighter helmet. Not to mention, she also had a flight suit. If you see in her little, I guess, Imperial Walker house, she found an orange flight suit and made like a little doll. You see it in the background. A lot of people are going like, she's Luke, she's Luke. So while she's there, she's just a badass. And then a lot of people were hating the fact that every time Finn tried to grab her hand, she was being all like, I'm independent and here I'm woman, hear me roar. She's just used to being by herself. She's used to defending herself. So when somebody's doing that, she just didn't like it. Move on. And then people are going like, she knows how to use a lightsaber too well and blah, 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 this, blah, blah. She's like, if you actually watch it again, she's not using it like a fucking Jedi. She's doing a lot of this, okay? Because she's used to having a staff, okay? Doing this kind of stuff. So she's doing a lot of that, okay? And not to mention, Kylo Ren was injured. And he just killed his father. He's got all kinds of emotions going on in him. You could see in his face and hear in his voice. And he keeps doing this because he got shot. So he's not 100% either. If he was 100%, he probably could have easily killed her. So now the pressing question that I kept getting asked, and then of course, both times I see it and everybody's like speculating on who Rey is. Obviously, she's got to be either Han and Leia's or Luke Skywalker's daughter. And I came up with a theory while taking a shit, because sometimes the best thoughts come to you while you're forcing something out of your butt. Sadly, in my YouTube sub box, somebody made a video about this theory, and I'm like, well, other people are gonna have brilliant minds too. Come on. I don't think that Rey is Han and Leia's. I also don't think that Rey is Luke Skywalker's daughter. You guys ready for this? I think Rey is a descendant of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Everybody seems to be loving that theory, and the reason why it came to me is because that dream sequence, yeah, there's some voices that you can hear in that dream sequence. You hear Yoda's voice, you hear Alec Guinness's voice, the original Obi-Wan. You also hear Luke's voice saying no, probably I think that's from Empire, but you also hear another voice, Ewan McGregor. And what does Obi-Wan say? He says, Rey, these are your first steps, which he said something similar to that to Luke in The New Hope. I just think the others are too easy. It's too easy for her to be Luke's daughter. It's too easy for her to be Han and Leia's. Well, hell, it doesn't even have to necessarily be Han's either. It could just be Leia's daughter. I mean, 30 years of back and forth with Han. Maybe Leia had a drunken night one time and oopsies. So that's my thoughts on Rey. But the thing is, what's great about Star Wars The Force Awakens, it wasn't full of exposition. It moved the pacing was just pretty much perfect. J.J. Abrams and crew just knocked it out of the park. Just the way they revealed the characters, the little nostalgia factors. I mean, yeah, sometimes a lot of people are also complaining that, hey, it's just pretty much a rehashing of A New Hope. Well, that's what needed to happen, though. That's what needed to happen. We had to get back on board with Star Wars. So yes, it has a very similar story, but it's got so much humor. BB-8 was great. People were worried that he was going to be the Jar Jar, but no, he was great. That little thumbs up thing with the torch, just beautiful. Seeing the dynamic of Han and Chewie and then mixing with the other characters, it was beautiful. The fucking stormtroopers actually got dirty. They actually fucking hit shit. They actually hit people with, you don't see that? Captain Phasma, too, is almost like the Boba Fett of this movie. Barely used, but you can tell she's a badass, and hopefully we'll see more of her in Episode 8. And we're going to get a lot of questions answered in a year and a half, sadly, but at least we're not waiting 3 years, because a lot of movies take about 3 years to do, but they're going to start filming this one soon, and we're going to get it in May 2017. So many questions. We're going to get our answers about Rey, about Luke, about everybody, about Finn. There's so many questions that we have that are unanswered, and that's the thing, is people want that instant gratification that Ben Affleck was talking about when it came to that Batman vs Superman trailer. Everybody just wants to know now, because when you watch the original Star Wars, we watched it, our generation, my generation, generation below me, even above me, we saw the whole trilogy, we saw the whole story first. So we got the entire story. Can you imagine watching A New Hope right now? Everybody'd be like, who's this Darth Vader fucking? Why does he get him? God, get him some asthma medication. You get nothing explained about Darth Vader in A New Hope, just like you got nothing really explained about certain characters here. We just gotta wait, guys. We don't need this instant gratification. I'm just so satisfied. We got a fucking awesome Star Wars movie. We just gotta be patient. We're getting a Star Wars movie once a year for like the next 10 years. Spinoffs and new trilogy. It's gonna be great. So we need to calm down and just enjoy the fact that we got a new Star Wars movie and we're getting many more. There you go, guys. Sorry for the lengthy video, but of course I could just talk about this for days. Me and James Bricknell actually recorded a podcast full of just, all we did was talk about Star Wars. It's like a 2-hour long. We divided it up in 2 parts, so I'll post it on my site down below. It'll be just us talking about everything too. He's got some good theories as well, and we were just talking about everything. And yeah, I mean, the big question was, who is Rey? Can you imagine Luke Skywalker in Episode 8 go, oh, yeah, your name's Rey. Rey Kenobi. Chills! That would be awesome. I'm probably wrong, but hey, we'll see what happens. Let me know your theories down below in the balls area and everything about this movie, whatever you want to talk about. Let me know down below. Subscribe, hit the like, thumbs up, spread this around if you want. Go to filmjunkie.com, do all that stuff. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm Dave, the Film Junkie, and this has been my spoiler review of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I might see it one more time in the theater. Yeah, I might see it, but yes. When it comes to this guy, Mr. Boba Fett, he better be the fucking main or top antagonist in the Han Solo movie. I want to see that. Not to mention, we're going to see possibly how Chewie and Han met. God, that scene, screaming like that. That was probably, it's just something about that. Just, he saw his boy died. Did I just use past tense? I probably did. I'm out of it right now. Anyways, guys, talk to you later.